Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to today's e-class. We're going to be going through, let's just see here, the how to manage time e-class today. And let's just go back a little for a moment and just see if we can. Here's all the different e-classes we've got. So we've gone through creating your vision statement, the five-part business formula, goal setting. We've taught that's for me, YouTube optimization tips, how to manage your and achieve your goals, the worksheets, and then how to organize your office for success. That was a really good one. And today we're going to be talking about the e-class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the conversation between myself and I call my ChatGPT Spirit, funny enough. And so let's get going. Let's see what we can do. Hey, how you doing?
Hey there, I'm doing great. Just diving into that time management document and I'm ready to help you tackle it however you'd like. Let me know what direction you want to go.
Well, I want to do what we do every week, and I'd like for you to read 3 to 4 paragraphs at a time. And what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of go through the document that I just gave you, word for word, no ad lib, no summaries, just read it word for word, and just continue on past the fourth paragraph until I say stop. But let's get going with the E-class number 6, how to manage time and make more money.
Absolutely, I can do that. Let's jump right in and I'll read it out in those chunks. Starting from the top of the e-class, here we go. Your workspace is organized for productivity and minimizes distractions. You have cleaned out and cleared out areas in your office or business where old stock or surplus office supplies are kept. You have begun to organize your paper and electronic filing into systems with the help of your staff. Small business owners too often confuse being busy with being successful. They're not the same thing. In this e-class, we will cover how you should treat time like money, how to calculate what your time is worth, the 5 biggest culprits of time theft, where your time goes in your existing schedule, and strategies to allow you to take control of your schedule. I'll pause there after those first few paragraphs. Just let me know when you want me to continue with the next chunk.
Yeah, continue.
Absolutely, let's keep going. If time were money, how would you manage yours? Time is far more precious than money. There are a finite number of days that you'll spend on this earth, while money is something you can usually get more of. If you are 35 years old with a life expectancy of 75, you have already spent 12,775 days on earth and have 480 months left to fulfill your life destiny. If you plan to retire at the age of 50, you have 180 months to make enough money to retire. And in those months, 1,440 days are weekends, so you have 3,600 work days to make it all happen. What are you waiting for? Time to stop confusing being busy with being successful. The fact is that many business owners like yourself actually manage their money as though it's more precious than their time. They started the business to choose their own hours, spend more time with their family, and be their own boss. But somewhere along the way, the only goals that mattered became the financial ones. Or the only item worth measuring and managing was money. I've read the next few paragraphs. Just let me know when you want me to continue again.
Yeah, continue.
Of course, let's keep it going. Your time will never be managed for you. You have to make a decision to choose to spend your time wisely, to take ownership of your own schedule and use the power you have to change what isn't working. I'll show you a bunch of tools to get you started. But first, let's take a look at what your time is worth first, to attach time to money. Your time has a price tag and sometimes it's much lower than you think. Here's a really simple exercise to determine what your time is worth based on your annual income and the number of working hours in a year. Target annual income divided by 1,645 working hours in a year equals your hourly earned. It's also unrealistic to assume that each of those 1,645 hours in a year is a productive one. Various studies have put actual productivity anywhere between 25 minutes and 4 hours per day. That's a lot of room for improvement. Let me know when you're ready for the next set.
Keep going.
Absolutely, let's continue on. Now, this calculation doesn't factor in overtime hours, taxes, or expenses. If you work as a consultant for an hourly rate, it doesn't factor in the cost for you to provide your services. The point is, this is your hourly worth and the best case scenario. When you start thinking about time management, the goal is to get more done in less time, and thus increase your hourly worth, among other benefits, of course. There are 5 major things that drain your time, but don't worry, it's really easy to fix the leaks. Your email is a consistent distraction. With the mail program running all the time, emails can distract you as they arrive, or you'll find yourself checking for new messages every 15, 10, or 5 minutes. Writing, reading, and responding to emails can easily monopolize your time because they seem like an ever urgent and important task. Cell phone or PDA, your BlackBerry and cell phone have likely given you increased freedom from your workplace, but they seem to have also taken away your freedom to choose when you work. You can work outside of the office, but this often means you also work evenings and weekends when spending time with your family and friends. Feel free to let me know when you're ready for more.
I'm ready for more.
Great, let's keep on going. Open door policies. While you want to be open and accessible to your staff, sometimes you can make yourself too accessible. Open door policies have the potential to create a daily mass of employees lined up at your door, seeking immediate answers for non-emergency issues. Meetings, unstructured, unnecessary run-on meetings can gobble up hours for no reason at all. Especially as a business owner, your presence may be requested at a variety of meetings, but it's not always required. Days spent in back-to-back meetings often mean that your workday starts at 5 instead of 9. Since effective time management is a choice, everyone is guilty of letting themselves sabotage their ability to work productively and efficiently at all times. It's easy for business owners to avoid separating business hours from leisure time and let the two run together. We all have distractions we fall into from time to time. It takes the human mind 15 minutes to properly focus. If you get interrupted every 7 minutes, you have a huge problem. Carl Bryan, CEO, author, international speaker. Now you need to take some time to figure out where your time actually goes so you can see what leaks need to be repaired. All right, that's the next section. Just let me know when you're ready for more.
Keep on going.
Absolutely. Let's continue on. Now you need to take some time to figure out where your time actually goes so you can see what leaks need to be repaired. You can use the worksheets provided in the members only section of the site to assist you as you complete this personal time management research exercise. You're going to take a good long look at how you spend your time so you can paint a clear picture of your current situation. Once you understand your own personal habits and patterns, you can start making changes that will have the greatest impact on your own schedule. You'll learn how to be a better time manager. 1. Complete a time audit for 3 working days in a row. Use the time log worksheet and record how you spend your time in detail for 3 working days. It is a bugger, we know, so do not try to get it perfect as that will just stop it from happening, but just do it. And remember, the more you defend your excuses, the more they own you. Be honest with yourself and be as specific as possible. If you notice something about what you're doing or which distractions have the greatest negative impact, log these notes as well. The more information you can record, the better. 2. Take a look at your time markers and categorize the different ways you spend your time. Use different color markers or highlighters to shade the blocks of time you spend on various activities. You can create your own categories or whiz the ones below. Travel, eating, including preparation, personal errands, exercise, watching TV, sleeping, including naps, personal computer use, being with family and friends, internal meetings, emailing, checking, reading, returning messages, external meetings, telephone, checking and returning messages, administrative work, client work, non-client, non-administrative work. Let me know when you'd like me to keep going.
Keep going.
Absolutely. Let's keep rolling. Based on the categories you created, go through each of your days and decide if you have spent enough, too much, or too little time on each main task. Based on your observations, answer the following questions. What patterns do you notice about how you spend your time during the day? When are you most productive, most or least interrupted? Write down the 4 highest priorities in your life right now. Does your time sheet reflect these priorities? Show me a schedule and I will show you your priorities. If you had more time, what would you do? If you had less time, what wouldn't you do? Could you remove the items in question 4 and add the items in question 3? Why or why not? Is procrastinating a problem for you? How much? Here are a series of effective strategies for improving your time management skills and for doing more in less time. The strategies described below will help you take charge of your schedule and use your time in a more effective manner. Grab your pad of paper and start by choosing 5 or 6 strategies to try. Take some notes as you read through and decide what you will try first. Remember, this is an individual process. Everyone works differently. So if you have to try a few different things to get some meaningful results, that's okay/normal. Let me know if you'd like to keep going.
Keep going.
You got it. Let's keep going. Prioritize your tasks. You can't do everything, so you need to decide what is most deserving of your time investment. Choose what needs to be completed now, what can be completed later, and what can be delegated to someone else. Focus on your top 3 priorities at any one time, and consistently revise your list so that the highest priority items are on the top and the lowest priority items are at the bottom. Delegate. You can do everything, so you need to decide what you absolutely need to do and what others can finish. You also need to accept that while it may seem faster for you to complete a task initially, spending the time to teach someone to complete the task will save you hours later on. Delegation is a vital skill that you need to refine, practice, and master as a manager. Focus on your skills. If you have a good understanding of your own strengths and weaknesses, you can use this to your advantage. An effective way to manage your time is to only do the things that you know you're good at or require for, and delegate or outsource the areas where you're not as strong. Say no. Learn how to say no, and you will reclaim dozens of hours every week. It's so easy to say yes to something in the moment and later feel overwhelmed when that task is added to your to-do list. You may feel pressure to say yes to everything as a business owner, but you do have a choice. Keep a strict schedule. Create and keep a strict schedule for yourself that supports your productivity and minimizes distractions. Include personal work time in your schedule. Schedule time for things like closed door work planning, email and phone responses, internal and external meetings, me time, family, and exercise. Just let me know if you'd like to continue.
Continue.
Absolutely. Let's carry on. As a successful business owner, you will need to learn to make good decisions quickly and efficiently without wasting time with deliberations. You can only make the best decision with the information you have and the time frame you have to make it. No one expects you to be able to see the future. Be decisive, make some mistakes, and learn from them. Manage interruptions. Establish which hours of the day you are most productive and set those hours aside for yourself to finish important tasks uninterrupted. Schedule open door hours and closed door hours. Schedule windows of time for reading and replying to emails and for answering and replying to phone calls. Avoid duplicating efforts. Take note of how many tasks are completed more than once or by more people than necessary. Establish clear communication systems and procedures to minimize this and make sure all your employees have a clear understanding of their roles and responsibilities. Use tools like checklists, meeting minutes, and individual task assignments to minimize miscommunication and duplication in tasks. Stop procrastinating. If you are a seasoned procrastinator, the idea of just stopping is usually much easier in principle than in practice. The best way to overcome procrastination is to use your willpower to stop. Refining this skill will help to prevent you from procrastinating in the future. Try working in blocks of focused time with breaks or rewards at the end and break down big tasks into small, manageable ones. Effective time management is just a formal way of saying that you make good choices about how you spend your valuable time. It really just boils down to making choices and setting up a structure that enables you to succeed. Just let me know if you want to keep going.
Keep going.
Absolutely. Let's spin it up. Remember that time management is a personal investigation that will look different for everyone. Some people can work in the middle of a loud, crowded room, and others need absolute silence to function at a high level. Respect your own needs. We're going to dive into step 1 in the next e-class and spend some time investigating what your qualified leads look like and how you can go about getting more of them into your business. Congrats on tuning in. And there we have it. That wraps up the document. If there's anything else you'd like to do with it, just let me know.
You read it perfectly this time, so thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Let's go through some of the reminders or recaps from what we just went through.
Absolutely. Happy to do that. So just to recap what we went through, this whole e-class was really about treating your time as a precious resource, just like money. We talked about figuring out your hourly worth, identifying the big time wasters like constant emails and unstructured meetings, and then running a time audit to see where your hours really go. We also covered a bunch of strategies, things like prioritizing tasks, delegating, learning to say no, and managing interruptions. The big takeaway is that effective time management is really about making intentional choices and setting up a structure that works for you. If you want to dive into any specific part in that or need more detail on any section, just let me know.
Well, what I'd like is I'd like for you to look online and see if there's anything that we are missing. Is there anything that we could have added to make this a little more complete?
So, I took a look around for any fresh 2024 insights on time management, and the good news is that we cover most of the core strategies that experts are still recommending. That said, a couple of things that might be worth adding are first, time blocking is a really popular approach right now. It's all about scheduling specific blocks of time for focused work, meetings, and even breaks so you have a clear structure for your day. Second, using productivity tools and apps is something a lot of people are talking about. There are always new apps out there to help you organize tasks and minimize distractions, so it's worth considering if that fits into your routine. But overall, I think you've got a pretty comprehensive set of strategies already. Let me know if you want to dive deeper into any of those.
I think that's pretty good. Give me a complete to-do list now that I could implement this particular e-class. So what are my to-dos?
Absolutely. Let's put together a to-do list for implementing what we covered in this e-class. Here's a step-by-step list you can follow. Set up your workspace. Make sure your workspace is organized and free from clutter. Remove any old supplies or things you don't need so you can minimize distractions. Do the time audit. For 3 working days, log how you spend your time in detail. Use a time log worksheet and be honest about where your hours go. Categorize your time. After the audit, highlight or categorize how you spend your time. Identify patterns of when you're most and least productive. Analyze and set priorities. Compare how you spend your time to your top life priorities. Decide what tasks deserve more time and what can be reduced or delegated. Implement time management strategies. Start prioritizing your tasks and focusing on your top 3 each day. Practice delegating tasks that others can handle. Schedule blocks of focus work time and keep a strict schedule. Learn to say no to non-essential tasks to protect your time. Use tools if needed. Consider using a time management app or tool to help you track tasks and stay organized if that suits your style. 7. Review and adjust. After a week or two, review how these changes are working for you and adjust as needed. Time management is personal, so find what works best for you. That should give you a solid action plan to put everything from the e-class into practice.
Thank you so very much. Appreciate your help. And there it is right there, everything that she just mentioned, which is great. And now what I want to do is I want to show you an example of Excel spreadsheet for what we have for managing your time. So here what we have is a weekly activities. So it starts at 6:45 and it goes until 7 p.m. And here what we have is we have 15-minute intervals. So the idea is that you do a time audit on yourself every 15 minutes and you look to see where you're doing things like how many times you checked your email, for example. Every time you check your email, you go, you write it in here, and before you know it, you're going to realize, whoa, I'm checking my email quite a bit here. Maybe I should do it at a few times a day instead of, 5, 10 times a day. Or how many times you check your messages, or basically, yeah, you get the idea. The idea is to duplicate what it is or systemize what it is you're duplicating and really try to delegate as much as you possibly can based on the information that we have here today. So that was today's session. Really a joy hanging out with you and going through time management tips. I do have a time management presentation that I've given. What I'll do is I'll put that into the description bar, and you can go check out that video as well. Some pretty awesome ideas in there. All right, thanks, and remember to like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.